We are live. Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place for Knowledge is Born. This is your host, Knowledge Born Alive. And I got my big brother in the building today, So for all y'all that was talking noise, my big brother here today. So talk that talk you was talking. You know what I'm saying? My big brother
Yeah.
here now. You understand? The head ant. You know what I'm saying? The head ant is in the building today. Mr. Organizers, organizers, the new cool, FTP movement, survival strategist, author, street mover, and creative revolutionary mastermind. My brother, your brother, Kalonji Changa is in the building.
What up? Knowledge born of law. Knowledge
Hey.
born hit me so heavy with these titles. I don't even know what the man say. If I should clap or break dance. What's happening?
Hey, at least these ones is true. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Sometimes a shout out is a fu at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's most of the time.
That's a
That's
that's
most
a
of the time.
that's a fubu for you,
Yeah,
boo you. Yeah.
exactly. Quick, quick, quick. Yeah, they throw a black fist up with the middle finger sticking up.
Right.
That's how it go.
Definitely.
What's good with you though?
Hey, I'm good, man. Good. If I had your hand, I cut mine off. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Oh man.
out here.
Hey, you had my hands, you wouldn't even have no damn hands to cut off. You're in bad shape. You cutting your hand off of mine. All these scars I got on this one.
Good one. It's a good one.
Yes,
I want to ask you, and you can take as long as you want to answer this. From your years of creative resistance, from your years of organizing and mobilizing, I need 5 major lessons learned, 5 do's and 5 don'ts. So 10 altogether, 5 do's and 5 don'ts that you can pass to this next generation that's coming up behind you in regards to what we do.
all right. That's a heavy question right there, man. So I guess I'll start with the with uh with the dues. And that's one, I'm gonna say definitely get politicized, get that political education. Because if you don't know what it's about, you don't know what the fight is about, then you'll get confused and you get caught up in emotionalism or sensationalism. The second thing, train, get yourself right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to back that shit talking up. You know what I mean? If you ain't able to back it up, then the state got something for that ass. You know what I mean? They'll definitely put things in perspective for you. The third thing I say is check your ego. You know what I mean? We all got one, you know what I mean? But the thing is, it's like what you do with it. You know, either you can control it or you can let it control you. You know what I mean? What's that? 3, 4, I would say you know, build with your air lights, get with folks with like minds. Don't get caught out trying to just bomb on everybody because of the fact that y'all have different ideologies. You know what I mean? Understand the perspective. Try to get try to look at things, from a linear perspective. Try to look at things from a global perspective, and not just get caught up in sloganeering. The fifth and the last thing, I would say, man, what would the fifth thing to do? The fifth thing to do is safety, security. You know what I mean? Everything from growing your own food, as far as the agriculture tip, to teaching your own babies, learning how to heal yourself, you know what I mean, without having to go depend on their shit, learn how to survive this terrain, and just get caught up depending on, you can't say fuck the system and then depend on the system at the same time. You know what I mean? A lot of folks get caught up, yeah, man, fuck the police, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as some shit happens, they hit 911 quicker than the next motherfucker. You know what I mean? So learn how to defend your shit. If you can't defend what you have, then it ain't yours. You know, the don'ts. Don't come out here naked. Don't jump out there not knowing what you're talking about. Don't get caught up in the whole cult of personality. A lot of times folks see these popular names and they confuse that with what's real. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of that shit is Memorex. The one thing I learned about being in the movement, usually the folks with the most popular name, they got the lamest game. They ain't really on shit. It's just they got a good marketing and promo game. You know what I'm saying? But them folks that put in work, shit, you don't know what's the oil that that oils the machine. You know what I'm saying? They're the most important pieces of the puzzle. You know, don't get caught up in your own hype. You know, a lot of times you'll let folks gas you up, pump you up like who's that DMX said, pump you up to watch you get beat. You know what I'm saying? You let your crew tell you all kinds of bullshit, get you all excited, whatever, tell you your record is dope and they know it's trash. You know what I mean? You walk around with a booger in your nose, they don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're rolling with the right team. You know what I mean? You know, and I would say don't move too fast. Take your time. Take your time, man, because of the fact that, you know, the state, this particular empire, and no empire was built in a day. You know what I mean? So it can't be dismantled in a day. You know what you're fighting for and know your value. That's all I got right now, my man. That's what I'm gonna say on the do's and don'ts. That should be a good start, I'm thinking.
Definitely. You work with all of the generations that's on the planet, from the elders to our peer group to our youth. How do we bridge the gap in between? What are we missing from our elders? What are we missing from our peer group? And what are we missing from our youth? What's getting lost in translation?
I think you know, say elders for counsel, youth for war. A lot of times you have elders that's been in the fight so long that they don't want to pass the baton. But then you got youth that haven't been in the game long enough and they grabbing at it. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be able to meet things somewhere in the middle. I often hear about the generation gap and all that type of stuff. Truthfully and honestly, as an organizer, I don't know anything about that. And I'm saying that because of the fact that I always gravitated towards the elders coming up, organizing. You know, I dealt with the revolutionary brothers and sisters, and then I dealt with the scholars. So I would go, I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I can't say that enough. Folks always, they like, man, you always shouting out Bridgeport because that's where I come from. That's why I grit my teeth. And it's hard body. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the projects in Bridgeport, Connecticut, in the South End. One of the things that I used to do is I would go to a place called First World Alliance in Harlem. And First World Alliance was put together by an elder, Sister Kefra, who's an ancestor right now, Brother Bill, Dr. Ben, and Dr. Clark. So every week, every Saturday, it was held at this church. And every Saturday you would go and you'll see different master teachers. Nowadays folks use the word master teacher real loosely, right? Everybody
right.
Master teacher. But I'm not a master teacher. Let me just say that. I haven't learned enough. And in order for me to consider myself a master teacher, I think I got to put in another 20, 30 more years. And I'm almost 50 now. I'll be 50 in December. Let the record reflect. But my point is, I used to study at these elders' feet. You would go to First World Alliance and you would see a Marimba Ani. You'll see, like I said, Dr. Ben, Theophila Benga, who was one of the partners with Sheikh Ante Joke. You would see, man, like I said, Dr. Clark. You'll see Dale Jones. the who's who of scholars you'll see at this particular spot in Harlem. Now, I grit my teeth on that side, but like I said, I came up on some freedom fighter shit. You know what I mean? Now that's two different things, and everybody's necessary. We all have a role to play, but it's like the conscious community and the movement. Folks get it twisted, thinking it's the same thing. And I give an analogy. The conscious community, this whole thing is like a game, like a sport. You know what I mean? You go to the football, to the stadium, right? So you have the what do you call that? The moderators, the announcers, right? So the announcers, they got season tickets. They're at every game. You know what I'm saying? They there. Everybody knows their name, the whole nine. You know what I mean? All they gotta do is call the shots. The players themselves, they out on the field. They might get bruised up. They might get some broken bones. You know what I mean? They might get some water, some Gatorade thrown on them. They might get dissed, whatever the case. The conscious community is the announcers. The movement is the players. See, with the conscious community, sometimes you can just know. You can know the ledge, but you don't necessarily have to act on it. So you're conscious and you're aware of what's going on. But with the movement, it requires that work. It requires accountability. It's not just you putting your opinion on Facebook or Instagram, you know what I'm saying, and 20, 30,000 people liking it because you. That's not how it goes. You know what I mean? So it's a difference in things. So I had the best of both worlds. I learned from the scholars, and then I got my revolutionary fervor from those brothers and sisters who put in that work before us.
Now I'm painting another parallel. Our political prisoners and us.
Yeah, you said our political prisoners. What was that?
Our political prisoners and us on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Our
So
disconnect there. Our duty, our responsibility.
yeah, okay. Yeah, our political prisoners, man. That's job one. Our political prisoners are brothers and sisters who were locked up for their beliefs or their political action. You know what I'm saying? For what they did or what they thought, or you know what I'm saying. And it could be like basic community work. It could be they were feeding the people, or they were a part of a medical cadre like Asada Shakur. You know what I'm saying? And the state has a problem with that. You know what I mean? Folks talk about reparations. And when they talk about reparations, the first thing they talk about is land or money or what have you. The reality is, in any revolution, in any war, in any situation, the first thing the opposing sides want is their comrades back. They want their POWs back. There's no negotiations. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about what kind of land you're gonna give them. They don't care how much money you're gonna give them. None of that. Yo, we need knowledge born back. Before we start talking about anything else, I need my wife back. You know what I'm saying? We need our brothers back. It's just like on the streets. If somebody kidnapped your OG or your son or your daughter or whatever, you ain't like, oh, we gonna just pay you since we took them. No, I want them back before we can come to any other agreement. That's the deal. And that's how it has to be with the political prisoners. Our political prisoners should be at the top of the charts when we talk about fighting, because of the fact that if they snatch up your comrades and you're not fighting for them, how are we going to trust that you're going to fight for somebody else? Folks keep talking about jumping up and down, talking about why ain't nobody did nothing to such and such. Why ain't nobody, sought revenge on this particular individual? There's political prisoners right now who you ignore. There's brothers and sisters that have been locked up for over 60 years before we was even born, and you ignore them. So how in the hell we think that if somebody slapped Zimmerman in his head, that you're going to have their back? So yeah, that's the deal.
Now, the last question I'm gonna ask you before we get into what you're gonna bring for the conference, the streets. What are we missing in the streets? I'm doing all of this on purpose because You know, if you're wondering why, or the people wondering why I'm doing this on purpose, you getting this from somebody who know, not somebody who read.
Yeah. Well, I think that what the streets is missing the freedom fighters and the conscious community. You know what I'm saying? I think that oftentimes you got brothers and sisters that have these town hall meetings, or they have these meetings about, you know, how to deal with situations in the community, but they're not doing it in the community. So it's like we rolling like white folks. You get up on these panels and at these different functions, and you talking this shit about what needs to go on in the community, but you'll never take your ass to the community. I remember KRS-One back in the day, he did an interview on Hot 97 in New York. And I remember whoever the host was, he was like, yo, man, him at the time, KRS-One and D Nice was beefing. So dude was like, yeah, man, D Nice said, you know, he rides through the Bronx every day. KRS said, that's the difference. He said, D Nice pushes the Acura Legend through the Bronx every day. He said, I walk through the South Bronx every day. So when you walk in the beat, it's different from you just, you know, busting caps or making tight buys on Instagram or Facebook talking about what don't work. So you have to be out there amongst the masses of the people. You can't tell the people what's wrong with the people, because oftentimes the people are more, they know what's wrong more than you do, because they live that life. You come out in the scene like you Michael Eric Dyson or somebody, you know what I mean? Or what the young brother's trying to say, you know what I'm saying? You trying to articulate somebody else's pain. Like, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? So the reality is, what the street is missing is missing brothers and sisters who are willing to go out there and let the record reflect. It's plenty of brothers and sisters that's out there in the streets right now putting that soldier work in, and salute to all of them. So, you know, oftentimes it might not just be that, you know, that the right people are missing, but the lack of organization in the streets is important, because of the fact that we can be organized in street organizations and shit like that, but when it comes to banging on fascism, we ain't got no organization, as Malcolm would say.
So that was a definite mouthful. Out here proselytizing and pope pimping and preaching, but ain't reaching.
Not, yeah. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
So for this conference coming up, you know, give the people a little taste of what to expect from Brother Kalonji on the 14th.
Man, listen, I'm gonna say this right here. You know, I'm gonna try to put my soul into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to waste nobody's time. And I think that right now we're in a crucial time. With me, I'm the type of brother, I don't even like to watch certain types of Facebook videos and all that type shit, because it's time that goes by that you can't get back. I don't have the luxury of sitting on YouTube, watching Umar Johnson chew some goddamn Twizzlers or slurping out of straws and shit. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for these cats talking about some metaphysical okie dokie bullshit when they can't pay their fucking rent. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be hearing motherfuckers talking about being sovereign and they homeless. You know what I mean? So that's a waste of time for me. So I'm coming. The task that I've been given by brother Alias and Bomani is to build on how to build the People's Army. I wrote a book some years ago, maybe like 7 years ago, called How to Build a People's Army. And for the record, I didn't write it because of the fact that I thought I knew everything, but there was so many different lessons that I had that I was blessed to learn on my journey. Many of them weren't in books. Basic shit on how you like deal with other comrades and cadres, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Basic respect shit. So you know, I'm gonna build on how to build a People's Army, and it's dealing with what's going on right now in society, and particularly in the African community. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. I got an hour and a half to state my case. That's a long ass time. So I'm gonna make sure that like I said, I'm gonna try to put my soul into it and make it worth this time. And shout out to my man Mwalamu Baruti for suggesting that I even got on this particular piece right here and building with the brothers and sisters who who's putting this affair on.
So that's what's up. I appreciate your time. I know you got to hop on and handle some business right after that. So give us some final thoughts. Tell the people where they can find you, and tell the people how they can book you, because you're still getting booked out here.
Yeah, I'm getting booked more during this whole COVID-19 shit than ever in life. You know what I mean? I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere right now, and it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful because I come from a space where when an individual or a group of individuals respect you enough to just listen to what it is you have to say, that is an honor where I come from, right? So you can find me on Instagram is who he talking to. Our website is thepeoplesarmy.org, thepeoplesarmy.org. We also have a podcast. If y'all haven't checked out our podcast, we're on episode 76. We light years away from Do the Knowledge Radio. Do the Knowledge Radio got like 8 million episodes, but we only got like 76. RenegadeCulture.org. You can check us out on there. We're a little comical, we're political, but we like to laugh and enjoy shit. I come from a background whereas we used to crack jokes all the time. So we talk about people, you know what I mean? We talk about some of your favorite lecturers and scholars and everything and all that. And we don't really give a fuck because aside from that, we got the ants behind us. So that's a beautiful thing. But thepeoplesarmy.org is the website. Kalonji Jama Changa is my name. And again, man, I appreciate, Do the Knowledge Radio and the whole crew over there, man, for for lending that platform to us.
That's love. Appreciate you coming through. Know we're gonna be tuned in, and we gotta link up soon. I'll be in town in a couple of weeks.
Hey man, let's make it happen, brother. I know you the man with the plan when you come to Atlanta and everything, man. You be having your secretaries and everything. I'm like, excuse me. Last time he was here when you was hosting the RBG joint. I'm like, is that Knowledge Born over there? He's like, oh yes, sir, brother. You gotta step back. Hold on, brother. Knowledge Born is about to hit the stage. I'm like, nah, he just announced me. No, hold on, sir. We gotta check. I'm like, damn. Knowledge Born ain't no joke. They just like they threw my security to the side. I'm like, damn. But it's all good.
We pulled up a whole impromptu freestyle on the spot together, back and forth, out of nowhere. Boom. Yes. Hey, boom. The lights went off. Hey, fix it.
Kept it going. Hey, and while we at it, let's say free Tut. My man Tut over here locked up and whatnot. You know what I mean? Right. So definitely, we gonna be sending out that link so folks can support him. We gotta get him out the joint. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, man, like I said, I always appreciate y'all work. Y'all stay on top, stay on task, and we looking to win, fam.
All right. Appreciate you coming through, fam.
I appreciate y'all, man. Stay on point. Ready for revolution.
Ready for revolution. Black power. So that was our brother, Kalonji Changa. If you missed it, go back and check it out. Some fierce questions, some fierce insight. This is a brother that's on the move. He on the move right now. He on the move right now. He got to go deal with some folks in Australia right now. So I had to get my time in so he can get his time in. They're 14 hours ahead. And that's how the whirlwind goes. So it's a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of moving parts. So for the people that's listening, if you want to know how to build a people's army, so you can stop asking, where's the army? Where are the brothers that are there that are willing to defend with their lives and to take a life in the defense of the African family, in the defense of the African woman, in the defense of the African children. You have to build that army. You have to build up a people's army, a resistance army, whose marching orders are seen to through the letter, that requires diligence, that requires patience, that requires sacrifice, that requires a lot of, and if you're not organized properly, if you're not properly orientated towards your particular mission, your mission will be a failure and not a success. So we definitely want to get our marching orders and our orientation proper, by going to www.dtc1.org. Look, then, you know, we got our brother Alias in the building again to close out this platform today. I don't know. Tomorrow he might be mad at me. We got a lot of shows tomorrow. Okay, we got a lot of shows tomorrow. We got about 5 or 6 shows tomorrow. You know, and in the middle of it, right there in the middle at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got the African Coalition update slash press conference. So everybody who's involved in every event, not just our event, everybody that's involved in every event that's happening will be converging on one location. So it's gonna be something serious. It's gonna be something serious tomorrow at 5. Before that, at 11 o'clock, we got Brother Black Panther. 12 o'clock, we got Dr. Samari Sekou, aka Samari Kamara of Kamali Academy. And then we just keep on going down the line until tomorrow is over with. So we got about 5 or 6 shows tomorrow, and we got a Black Survival show at 7 o'clock. So we got some serious stuff going on tomorrow. So you definitely don't want to miss what's happening. And for whatever surprises, whatever the African Coalition want to reveal about their events tomorrow, on top of you know uh, Baba Imhotep Fatiyu will be in the building. Baba Oba will be in the building. Baba Alias will be in the building. Baba Bomani will be in the building. Baba Omawali Africa will be in the building. It's hey, hey, hey. So this double entendre that our Baba Alias kept throwing at us, get caught up, okay? Get caught up on what's going on and get caught up in the whirlwind at the same time. You understand?
Yes, sir.
He's slick with it. He's slick with it. Okay, so just letting you know. Baba Alias, how you feeling today?
Man, every time I get the opportunity to be here with you, man, it's always, I'm saying, nothing but love. I mean, every day I get a little more excited. I'm still making connections uh, around the globe. And
Right.
man, this thing is really getting legs, you know, and I think I know the people will be pleasantly surprised. They will be able to enjoy. They're going to be blown away by what we are assembling, what we are, building out for the people, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm, sometimes, it's hard for me to kind of find the words to kind of say, you know, um, what we're creating, what you're previewing day after day, and it's just a beautiful thing. I think that when we finally get to the 14th, people are going to be shocked that like Brother Kalonji's book says, we actually, I mean, we blew the Ekabin, and within a month, we assembled a global African army, one focus, one aim, one goal, and from my point of view, I think that's dangerous. I don't know if I told you now, brother, but my phone since the last time I came on the show, I think it was Sunday, my phone has been jacked up. I can't push out a text to save my mama's life, and I had to go buy a new phone today. And it just I never have troubles with my phone, so it just makes me wonder, are people seeing the potential of this momentous occasion. Are people seeing that, Africans are finally, utilizing their apparatus to strategically and uncompromisingly wage war against global white terror domination. You know, I was talking to one of the presenters last night, brother, Knowledge Born. It was Sister Tria. And, I say,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm having a
Yeah.
hard time. I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard for me being a, it is. It's hard because I'm not built like that. I'm like, I'm the battling ram type of
Right.
African.
Right.
I like orders and I like missions and allow me to complete them. But sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to be diplomatic. But I know in this role, that I've taken on, I got to be a little bit more diplomatic. I got to, be a little bit more cautious and guarded with what I say. But then I thought about it last night. I said, you know what? These things that we build, right? Due to Knowledge Radio, How to Build a People's Army, Brother Kalonji's book, all of Baba Walima Baruti's books. Go to ekabinhouse.com to get those. Everything we do is to get us in the right frame of mind to fight. Because if we think for one instance that Europeans are going to allow us to be to ourselves and live our culture, we got another thing coming. So I think that sometimes we got to be a little bit more to the point. I mean, everything we utilize, that's what this whole thing is about. It's about us getting our minds right so that we can engage in this battle that we are immersed in. And it's going to be a fight to the finish. It's going to be a last man standing, because at the end of the day, history is best qualified to reward our research. And anytime many people wanted to get another people up off their backs, they had to deal with them physically. We have to stop being afraid of that. We have to stop being afraid of losing a little blood so that our children can be self-determining. But these conferences that we put together, we can say now I understand that they're about character, because you have to have the right character, but it's not solely about character. I understand it's about resistance education, but it's not solely about resistance education. We have to stop compartmentalizing these things and understand that all of these things we're utilizing to get our minds right to eventually fight for our family, for our loved ones, for each other. And, be honest with you, that's more me. That's more me. I like to wallow. That's what we call it here. I'm old school. I like to thump. And not as much now because I'm old, what I'm saying, raggedy old man. But, that's kind of my cut. That's my mold. And I don't want people to be, led astray and think that, we don't understand, what we're doing. Every scholar, because I heard Brother Kalonji said, but every movement needs the scholars, because the scholars have to contextualize, what I'm saying, what is going on. And also they have to help create the consciousness. They have to go back, what I'm saying, and do the research and bring the things forward that are necessary so people can understand, okay, you've done this, you can utilize this, this didn't work so well. And that's what the scholars are for. But the scholars do that so that we can be better engaged in the fight. So the 30 some odd scholars we have, are coming to help create our consciousness in the mold of helping us understand that we are at war and we need to begin to war without terms in return. Because without it, I mean, we doing something different that is ahistorical, and that's not going to work for, our children and our yet unborn, and our ancestors won't be pleased with our work. I don't know how you make, an ancestor proud of you by twerking in front of a policeman, and that ancestor was fed to sharks. We don't like to have those conversations. The transatlantic shark, or excuse me, the Atlantic shark still migrates along the transatlantic slave route. And scientists say it changed. That migratory pattern in that shark was changed. One of the oldest sentient beings on Earth. So just imagine how many Africans were thrown overboard. Because we're talking about an ocean, not a lake, a pond, river, a stream. So those things, we have to get right. We have to set right. Like Baba Baruti said, nature, understands the call and has heeded the call. When are we gonna, get ourselves together and understand that, we got to stop playing. And sometimes, I think about things and I'm like, have we, put ourselves in a situation that we've waited too long to the point where if there's one European left and he has an opportunity to push the button, he would rather, in this pale blue dot as opposed to giving it to us and letting us set it right. I don't think that we do enough discussing about those things, but I know that we don't because we're not ready for it. But that's what this conference is about. Like I said, resistance education. It's resistance to the pandemic. It's resistance to global white terror domination. It's resistance to miseducation, diseducation. And we have to be clear about that when we engage the ones who may not necessarily know, because I think those in the conscious community, those in the movement, those doing the work, they understand the things that are at stake. But what we have to do is a better job of being patient with those Africans who don't necessarily know. They bought into, the slice of the rotten American pie. It's maggots and worms all through that thing, but they'll sit there and tell you it's oh so delicious. But that's our work. That is our work. And I think that as long as we, keep your show on and, keep building it, talking about things like social theory, having people understand that, social theory is about relationships. It's how we relate. It's the thing that we bring our culture through so that, when we are accosted and assaulted by outsiders or within, there's always there's already a set standard, a rule and way in which we're going to deal, with that, affront. A social theory talks about, how, we have rites of passage into manhood, womanhood, how we, transition or have a rite of passage into, eldership, and into the ancestral realm, because all of those things, deserve or have to have a rite of passage for them to be done correctly. But if you don't have a social theory or you try to utilize someone else's social theory, you won't be successful. You get caught up, in the wrong way. In the wrong way. So, like I said, man, I appreciate being here with you, but I want people to be clear about what we're doing. We should have as many of our youth, in front of the computer, but make sure you get your HDMI cord, make sure you're able to cast, make sure you're able to do what you need to do to see this thing, in 65 inches plus. Get your, Bluetooth speakers, get your Adobe surround sound. I even say go out and get you an African, some African attire for the whole weekend, those 40 hours, come in there and be African, be unapologetically African. Think about this, brother. I don't think it's ever been done before. We're going to be broadcasting from 5 different continents. 5. We have over 30 speakers, I counted today, presenting, lecturing, teaching. We have 3 podcasts, 1 album release, 3 keynote speakers. We have mamas and babas doing openings and closing ceremonies, libation ceremonies. We have spoken word in the building. We are trying our best to make sure that, every facet that we can put on the screen and it doesn't look corny, we're trying to give it to the people. We're trying our best to give it to the people. We have over 40 hours of live streaming coming to the people over 3 days. Africans have put in that work for Africans. because we deserve it. I remember Dr. Amos Wilson said, sometimes people get upset when he wrote Blueprint for Black Power, and why the book is so big. And he said, because we're the oldest people, and because we're the oldest people, and we've been through so much, we've had so many experiences, is what he said. There should be annals and annals of libraries, filled of information specifically speaking to us and our experiences. He didn't say it like that. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure we give you quality with the quantity. But I mean, when you have Do the Knowledge Radio, coming to you, talking about that aim, with aim, I think that's quality. What you say, Brother Knowledge Born?
Hey, this raggedy dude, man, I tell you, he got a little something for you, with aim. He coming with aim. So, he coming with the aim group and the aim philosophy, all together. So that grouping you was talking about, there's some fundamentals that help you get that tight shot group. You should be able to put a penny over your shot group, huh? Or a dime,
Or a dime.
or a
Or
dime.
but these are the things that I think that we have to discuss. These are the things that I think that you don't get the premier scholar of the 21st century. Baba Baruti is in the house. Brother Kalonji is in the house. I mean, that was just a taste. That's just like you stick your hand in a pot and your mom be like, get your hand out the pot, and you put it on your tongue. That's all he gave you. When he's laying it down, I think people are going to be like, okay, okay. And like I said, me personally, I may have about 4 or 5 computers and a TV running all at the same time because I don't want to miss anybody. Because the 14s, 15s, and 16s, you probably don't even see my face. I'm fading to black because I want to see you guys do. I want to see you guys do the work. I want to see the warriors, the Safo, the Jinak, come in and bang, 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 and lay everything to waste because I know that's what's going to happen. I know that's what's going to happen. So man, it's going to be a beautiful occasion. August 14th through the 16th. Come through, Africans. Be there at 9 o'clock sharp. And who knows, we might even broadcast, until the next one. We might not even go off. We might just keep flowing and keep going, and sleep with your eyes open because you're gonna miss something. These Africans are ready. They're war ready. They're prepped. You know, it's like what did Shaka say? You want to come in close with that little spear. We don't want that long spear. Too many things can happen like that. I want to get in close to the enemy. And that's what these Africans have done and will do, the 14th through the 16th. So I hope everybody's ready. And I
Don't
hope
have me going on that right there. Contact, lock the enemy's shield, exposing his flesh, and
everybody,
aim for the heart.
yes, sir.
I can't be messing with y'all, man. They'll be like, all right, man, okay. All right, we got it. Like, do you? Do you?
This is like I said, man. This is history. This is history. And I'm just blessed to be a part of it. Blessed to be just on the scene because when it begins to unfold, I mean that's when the real magic will happen. The real black magic, that voodoo. And I think that like I said, the people, the families that and made this minor investment, because I'm gonna tell you like this right here, there's no other convention you can go to that is virtual or in person that gives you 40 hours of content for $45, because this is the last week. Now this is the thing, this is the last week of our mid, mission price. This is the last week you can get it for 35. Next week goes with the 45, but that's still lower than everybody else out there. That's still lower than everybody else. And somebody say, well, if you're here to teach the people, why charge a price? Because at the end of the day, the scholars have done the work, and we should be able to bless them with an honorarium for doing the work because they have put in the due diligence, because they went and saw things they weren't supposed to see. They went and heard things they weren't supposed to hear. They touched things they weren't supposed to touch. Then what they did was they organized it, they categorized it, they packaged it, and they brought it back to the people. So from that standpoint, it is important that we basically say thank you, because we could never truly, give them enough to repay all of the work, all of the affronts, all of the, you know, the foolishness that you go through in their institutions. So that's why, you know, we put a price on it. But anything else that you do in life, you're gonna put a price on. You're not gonna sit here and tell Europeans, you know what, I want to do thus and so, and I want it for free. The Europeans say, well, I guess you're gonna do without it. So, you know, so if you want to know, you know what I'm saying, what your admission pays, well, it's paying for the honorariums. We have over 30 speakers. We gotta, you know, make sure they eat. You know, Kalonji, Brother Kalonji is part of numerous organizations. One of the things he's very connected to is the political prisoners. Well, let's take some of these funds and let's put something in their books. You know, so these are the things that we can do that is intimately connected to Black August.
Right. This ain't Rainbow August.
Mm-mm.
This ain't Rainbow Bright celebration. This is for the ones who don't get celebrated, but you benefit from. The unsungs, the left behinds, the ones who put it all in. Could you imagine Mumia Abu-Jamal right now? Could you imagine him right now? How many times it crept into his mind, into his psyche? Was it worth it? Right now.
Billions.
Right now. Was it worth it right now? And for those Africans with the same kind of mind. Delbert Africa came home in January. He came home in January. He transitioned in June. He got to spend 6 months with his grandchildren after 42 years. 42 years. 42. So if we're talking about prices, it's a price. It costs a price. Ask yourself, would you be willing to pay that price? Would you willing to be going into exile away from everybody you love and be in Cuba for the rest of your life? To be 70 in your 70s in Cuba, with people on the hunt, with money on your head. What does it cost? How much does it cost? Are you willing to put it all on the line? This is what Black August is about. August 21st, 1971. Helping some Africans escape. George Lester Jackson put it on the line. He put it on the line. When the cage was open, the Black Dragon appeared. The cage is open and Cass is telling today. For those cages to open and for them to walk out. He didn't have nothing on his mind other than the liberation of his people, the liberation of us. We can never count that African among the broken men.
Never.
That this place can easily break. That this place can easily top over, easily destroy. Just existing here, not going through anything. Just exist, just waking up, breathing this air. And we can never count that African among the broken men. He referred to his little brother as the Jonathans with an S. So when you see these youth, these unarmed youth that they gunned down, that's because they remember Jordan Johnson Jackson. They remember them. They remember them. This is what happens in the penitentiary system. Just had a brother on earlier, did 19 years in there. You're not the same when you come out. You're not the same person that went in when you come out. You change forever. You have to live a certain kind of way. 19 years. I just told you, Delbert Africa got to spend 6 months with his grandchildren before he was called home. What does that price cost for you? This is what this is. This is why everybody putting in the work. This is what the fasting is for. This is for what the work is for. Trying to identify in a place, try to be there with our brothers and sisters that we don't see, that are seldom mentioned, that fought, that laid it down, that sent them bastards to wherever they go when they leave this physical space. I don't know where the hell they go. Wherever the hell they came from. They died putting it in. They died liberating us out of. All of that. All of these together. So to walk in them shoes and say you prepared to pay a price, or you ready to do this thing, remember how much it costs. And remember that you will not be heralded by the masses, but you will be remembered by the warriors. That African proverb says no one loves a warrior until the enemy's at the gate. The enemy's through the gate, and our people are encircled. We flanked on all of our sides. What's the cost? What they say on 2 ways to leave the battlefield: victorious or dead.
That's right. That's right. No cost of blood should be too high, you know. And I think, you know, to sum it all up, it's one word. We have to develop empathy for one another. So the one word is empathy, not sympathy. Empathy. You know, I have to be able to walk a mile in your shoes. I have to be able to walk a mile in my brother's shoes. And I think that when Africans, you know, increase that level of understanding, their level of individual and collective empathy for one another, man, you know, you got something. But hey, man, listen, this is jokers just don't know. They don't know. Like I said, we are still building this thing. We got a few more slots. People are still contacting us, you know, and it's looking good, y'all. It's looking good. We got some brothers out here and some sisters out here that are putting some real deal work, and they want to bring it to you. You know, they have some solutions. They have some remedies for those ills. And if you don't believe it, just come on and try it. Come on and check them out. I guarantee out of the 30 some odd presenters that we have, I guarantee you'll find something that speaks to your African center, that speaks to your African soul, your African core. Because, you know, these Africans are serious and they're sincere. World renowned, 5 continents. It's never been done before. And when it comes to this occasion, it can never be done again because there's one centennial. No African that's a part of this will be here for the bicentennial, but it's a bicentennial. This is the centennial. So, you know, brother Knowledge Born, man, yeah, I keep saying it, and I'll continue to say it, man. I really appreciate you, you know, giving us, you know, basically allowing 100 Years in Whirlwind to take over Do the Knowledge Radio during this time for us to get this message out here, to let the people know that it exists, that it's for them. You know, they need to come out and be a part of it. And because, you know, without the people, you know, it is nothing. So, you know, come on out, you know, and realize. Let me stop saying come on out. What you need to do is purchase your admission, sit back and relax on your couch, you know, because you ain't got to go nowhere. Pop you some popcorn and just, you know, dive in, man. Have you what you need to get. The most important thing you need to get is a pencil and some paper so you can take notes. Because there are going to be a lot of things thrown at you. There are going to be a lot of, you know, resources given to you. There are going to be a lot of concepts and terms that you may not be familiar with, that you may have to look up later, but that's okay because that's teaching you to use this right here. You know, the more you use it, the better it is. So, I mean, you know, so come prepared, you know what I'm saying, to do a little bit of work. There's going to be some entertaining in there. You know, I mean, UF is in the building. You know, UF is, hey, I heard a snippet of Harriet's shotgun. They never disappoint. They never disappoint, and this one won't be disappointing. And pretty much you're gonna feel them, hear them, you know, over the course of the 40 hours. So you know, I don't want to take. I sometimes I don't think I mentioned that enough. That, you know, I think we're the only conference that's gonna have all of UF. Matter of fact, this might be the first time. Wait. This might be the first time that all 4 members of the United Front are together. Now it's gonna be virtually, but they're gonna be all together. They're gonna be together at the Harriet Shotgun release party and on Do the Knowledge Radio. This is the first time. So, sometimes I think that, we get a little I get a little beside myself, and sometimes I can be, a little gloomy. But man, hey, you know what I'm saying? This is a celebration. This is a celebration of the warriors.
Right.
This is a celebration of the workers. This is a celebration of the seldom seen and the unsung heroes. But those little niceties that we get, those humanities that we get, those little concessions that we get, come from these jokers putting in the work ceaselessly, day in and day out, until they get captured, or that they make that transition. So you gotta honor those people. I mean, I don't. Me personally, I don't mind honoring Jean-Jacques Dessalines that said atrocity for an atrocity. I mean, I like the Jean-Jacques Dessalines and the Hyacinth Moises and the Zumbio Palmares. Like I always say, I named my son Zumi for a reason. Got another son named Omnius who I named after Idi Amin Dada. I like those that fight. I like those that jug and poke and scratch, and do everything they can, to cause just a little bit of contact, what I'm saying, with other folks. So that's just how that's in me. That's what I like to do. But I think that what allows me to keep doing what I'm doing, having that soundtrack, and UF is going to provide the soundtrack. I could just imagine some of the tracks, man, that y'all gonna be playing and kind of contextualizing as y'all going through, what I'm saying, what AIM is and what AIM is not, and what's the necessity of AIM. Man, this is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be amazing, man. So I just think that a lot of times, I know I can get a little gloomy, but when Sister Tree is out there with that African spoken word and she's doing her thing so eloquently like she does, man, it'll be mindful. We got the sister Georgia Me doing her thing coming in, man. It's something different. It's gonna be something different. So yes, we have the panels, yes, we have the workshops, but we're gonna give you the other aspects of the culture too. We're gonna give you the other aspects of how you can learn. We're gonna sing a little bit because we want those rhythms to stick with you. We want those sayings to stick with you. And sometimes you might be, oh my God, I don't want to sit down and take notes, but that's okay. We're gonna hit you from a different angle. We're gonna have you over there tapping your foot. We want George and Ahmad to that song to become a part of your consciousness. You should be listening to that all the time. I always tell people all the time, Brother Knowledge Born, at the end of the day, I like United Front because I can put them on in front of my children or my grandmother. And I never, ever, ever have to worry about flinching because they're going to say something they ain't got no business saying. They're gonna basically say some stuff like the B word or I'm going to get that in, or let me kill that in. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that O and all that kind of foolishness. So, that's why they work for me. In conjunction with, what I'm saying, they go hard body. They go hard body. I like when the brother in the rumors were being say, he asked the irritated Genie, brother, why are we climbing this mountain? And Genie made it plain to him, we got to climb this mountain. We got to start another dynasty, another African dynasty. And this dynasty is going to be led by the warriors. And that's what we're honoring. That's what we're honoring right here, the warriors. And man, this is going to be something that is going to reverberate through time. When we gone, people gonna look back on this moment. People gonna look back on this moment, because if you think that the Africans that have assembled just for this moment gonna stop, nah, this is just the beginning. Because somebody told me this, Brother Najborn. I don't know if you heard about this, but somebody told me this. In October, that's the month of the Immortal Prophet. So who knows if somebody want to get together to do something for that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how y'all feel about Nat Turner. I don't know if he's your role model. Somebody say, well, he's a role model because he was a preacher. I think he's a role model because he killed crackers. But that's just me. That's just me.
He was a minister that administered a prescription that was needed. He did.
Say less. Say less.
He foretold at the time, and he was there to execute at such a time. Okay, yeah, no,
if you're gonna make it plain that way,
right.
So
Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is in October. H. Rat Brown is in October. October is on fire. Black Panther Party for Self-Defense is in October. It's so much in October.
So, like I said, I don't think that the Africans who assembled in August. I don't think that this will be their last time coming together doing something, because if we don't memorialize and honor ourselves, then who will do it? Or better yet, who else should do it? Right. But for now, this is what I want the people to do. I want them to head over to www.dtc1.org. That is www.D as in David Walker, T as Thomas Sankora, C as who we got this way, Colin Ferguson, and the number1.org. Go ahead and get your admission. Go ahead and make that investment, and be G'd up in the building so we can get RBG'd up together. It's going to be something that you're going to want to tell your grandchildren about. 100 years in the whirlwind. We have Do the Knowledge Radio. We have Field African Radio. We have Back to Basics Radio. We have Area Shotgun Release Party. The keynote speaker for Friday is the brother Marcus Klein, the founder and creator of Freedom Home Academy. On Saturday, the keynote speaker is Mama Ya, Eckerman House African Centered Homeschool. On Sunday, the keynote speaker is Baba Walimu Baruti of Eckerman House African Centered Homeschool. We have breakout room workshops by Dr. Ia, Dr. Filet, Sister Keisha, Brother Kalonji, Brother Tashango, Baba Oba, Brother Sekou, Dr. Samori, Dr. Amori, Dr. Mayat. Oh man, the list just goes on. Sister Afi is coming in the building. Mama Ya Santiwa. Oh man, Baba Sutek, Amin Ra. And then we going global. We have the brother Gabriel out of South America. He's in Brazil. We have brother help me out now. Tempe Tua. Did I say it correct?
Timmy Tupwe. Gotta get that Tupwe. You gotta put that Pwe in there.
Timmy Tupwe from Nigeria. We have brother Chief Fodi from Sierra Leone. We have Sister Nicola coming from Belize. Man, we're deep. And if I missed you, I apologize. But I know you're gonna. We got Baba. We have Baba Imhotep. Can't forget Baba Imhotep. He'll pop up side by head. We have Baba Amin. We have Baba Ojeteti. It's the man. Listen, if you don't know what we got in store for you, it's for you, then maybe it's not for you. But if you understand what we have assembled, what we're ready to present to you, so that you can better navigate and engage this world, this enemy in which we have to face eye to eye, toe to toe, man, oh man. It's going to be a lot of things out there that you can put in your pocket and you can take home and you can be able to utilize in your house, Oh, I forgot. We have the couple men washer that's going to be there talking about relationships, African Black love, and how you need to be, true compliments. So, like I said, it just every time I think I'm done telling who we got Sister Tria on the spoken word. We got Sister Georgia Me on the spoken word. It's you will be amazed, man. The papers are right here. I just don't like looking at the papers because I think it's weak and whack. But we got Black Panther. We got Black Panther. In the building. Right. We have Geechee Motivator. That's gonna bring. We have Attorney Awesome. Vernon Jackson from Duval in the building. I mean, dude, it's this thing is gonna be something different. It's gonna be something different. And I hope that Africa. We have brother Omar Wally Africa, what I'm saying, chiming in, doing his thing. And I mean, at the end of the day, I know we have a lot of things going on, and no disrespect to any of those things. But I think that this is that crown jewel. I think that this is that centerpiece that Africans, will enjoy. And I would never say the most, but I think that the variety and the way we set it up, the opportunity for the Africans to choose what speaks to them, I think that it's going to be a beautiful thing. But then there's those times that certain speakers, everything goes silent and everything needs to be focused on them, and that's the keynote speakers and the podcast / radio shows. So African people, head over. I keep saying it, but I need you to do it. Not for me, but for you, because I'm gonna be there. My baby's gonna be there. My wife gonna be there. My granny gonna be there. We're gonna be there deep. Coogee Chagga is in the building. TCA all the way. If you don't know what TCA is, it's Tribe Called Alice. All right, Tribe Called Alice.
Tell them again.
So, go to www.dtc1.org. Purchase the tickets. I don't even want you to pay full price. Go ahead and get it now. Why still discount? Save you a couple African dollars. Save you a couple African dollars. But
bring your revolutionary ties the 14th to the 16th. I mean, for all of these speakers, whatever you could do for them, whatever you could do for whatever causes that they have, the virtual vendors will be in the building. So support the lifeblood. Make it a worthwhile experience. You see what I'm saying? Cut back on some of that alkaline water that you're drinking, because I know y'all ain't drinking none of that fire water. You understand? Leave that to the professionals. So cut down on the vegan water and alkaline water. You understand what I'm saying? And save a couple of them euros to help some Africans. You understand what I'm saying? They look good dead on those things anyway. They look real good and dead on there. You understand? So, cut back on the alkaline water for a little bit, and the kale salads, and all them savory products that y'all got. You understand? And come be a blessing. Like our church will say, come be a blessing to somebody on that day. Okay? Be a blessing.
It's gonna be a beautiful occasion.
Let the spirit move you. Okay? Let the spirit move you in such a way. Let that African insurrection spirit move you in such a way that you a blessing to somebody. Okay, don't show up to nobody. Act like you going. You know how you go to the events. You start. Look. See. Alex, we be getting too complex sometimes. Everybody want to be fresh, coming in with your RBG earrings on and all that, and 7 unks that you got. You understand? Show up like that. Show up like you're stepping out. Come on, and really step in the name of love, and break some bread.
Break some bread.
Break some bread.
Let that thing circulate within the community just a little bit.
We're gonna sponsor like 6 households. We're gonna sponsor like 6 households. Get some folks in there. We want some families in there. So some of the families we gonna bless you. We got you. We got your interest. That's how bad we need your attention. We need the family there. We need the family engaged and involved. And I'm sure that at each point they're gonna have time for question and answer. Engage them. Engage them. I know on my platform we'll carve out some space and some time for some question and answer. Ain't nothing like that feedback. This is it. Like, this is an African experience. This is a call and response. The call is out and the response is great. So, allow them presenters the opportunity to show their range and creativity, and really engage them. Show that you are engaged. Come. You said this about this. You said this about this. I just wanted a little clarity. Nobody that's a presenter that's going to be on this particular bill is ducking and running from no question. So this is the opportunity. This should create some dialogues or reaffirm some dialogues in your households. This is a time to strategically plan. This is a good time. This is a strategic planning session. It's so much more that's there that can be at work. You might find out who in your household for real. Let us do that work. Let us see, who's in your household. You understand? So you'll see who's amongst you and you'll be able to move properly.
It's gonna be a beautiful thing. It's gonna be people. Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm on every day. I'm gonna come in for like at the end of the day for about 10-15 minutes, just so I can show off my new mud cloth. Because I'm getting fresh. I'm getting fresh to sit on the couch. I'm getting fresh.
You gonna stun? You gonna stun on it real quick?
I'm stunting on Zoom just like that. This is serious, man. This is serious. So I mean, so if you out here and you're gonna be sitting out there in your beat up t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? They got a coffee stain and all that kind of stuff on it, you might want to just, how they say hide your person or whatever on Zoom. You might want to do that. I ain't doing it. I want everybody to see me because I'm gonna be looking good. I'm a fresh cut,
Fresh.
I mean, it's just I want you to. I want to see you see me. So and this is gonna be a beautiful thing, brother Knowledge Born. Like I said, I can't say it enough, man. Thank you for giving us this opportunity, to help us get this word out there. And this has been amazing. Just the part of the developing of it, the marketing of it, and just being able to just to reach the people, and hopefully the people are sharing, and hopefully the people who are already invested, are talking about it with others, and don't just talk to folks, what I'm saying, that's in the know, the jokers that know, let people know that we writing history, man. We are writing history right now. We are writing history right now. This will be in some history book. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. This will be in some history book. This is the centennial. So centennials just aren't overlooked. Now, the only way this does not, become history, if the people, what I'm saying, just ignore it because they were satisfied with Juneteenth. They was okay with the mint julep and those type things. Have you ever had mint julep, brother?
Yeah.
It is gross. I don't understand how African people even ever wanted that foolishness. I understand why other folks wanted it, but I mean, it is the grossest thing ever. So, like I said, you ain't gonna find, the black, August t-shirts, off in Target. You ain't gonna find the George Lester Jackson shirt, in Walmart. They're not gonna sell, Jonathan Peter Jackson shirt, in HML or whatever. This is not that type of thing. There is no wonder why they tell you Toussaint won the revolution, and when the revolution was won, Toussaint was dead. They don't want to talk about Dessalines. They don't want to talk about Henry Christophe. So therefore, those are the people that the shoulders that we stand on, the organizers, the council, of Black August. Those are shoulders we stand on. So at the end of the day, you got to make a decision. And from my vantage point, African people are extremely intelligent. So I'm gonna say this: y'all know for a fact that they gave you Juneteenth, because Juneteenth was nowhere to be found. Far as nationally, it was always a regional thing, but nationally, and then basically propagated like it was. Right. That's called pacification. That's trying to calm down that righteous rage, but that was flowing like hot lava.
Yeah, that's Constantine.
They're not coming with us. They're not coming with us.
If they saw that movie Constantine, this is Constantine. This is it. This is Constantine. So this is what that $600 of unemployment that y'all was getting. This is what the stimulus check and all of. This is what all of these loans and grants and all that. This is what. This is pacification. This is a Band-Aid on a volcano. Okay, it's a Band-Aid on a volcano, trying to slow that flow down. So That's really what.
I want to get one more shout out. If I may, I want to get one more shout out. This is very important. All right. Everybody's listening. I want to give a shout out. This is a very, very special person, or I should say entity. And without this entity, this event wouldn't exist. So without further ado, I want to shout out COVID. Without COVID, everybody wouldn't be home Zooming, and we would put it together.
Shout that sister out. Shout that African woman out. Okay.
People like to talk all that mess about COVID, but COVID provided an opportunity to show each and every one of us that in 1 month, you can strategically organize a global African army with one aim, one goal, one destiny. So get caught up. 100 years in a whirlwind. Go to www.dtc.1. Excuse me, I'm telling you, www.dtc1.org.
1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. There we go. Shout out to Saul Williams. All right, Brother Alex, I'll see you live at 5.
Yes, sir. I'll be there bright and early, ready to rock and roll. Brother, peace, black power, a BB2, a BB for Hodier. Grab the heaters with no delay.
Ready for revolution.
If you're ready, you better start shooting. Love y'all, Africans. Till the end of time and back. Peace and black power.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. Night in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that. So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the
motive is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.
Yeah.
Glorious Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front. What you want? To
the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. For validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity. Tightness that don't lose the elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick the can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A profit vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings to endings. And UF with KBA is a win-win. 1K, 1K.